Morning.
By Don Anderson, Emergency Service Chaplain, followed by our Pledge of Allegiance. So please stand.
We won't pray on the run. Sorry. You're fine. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, as we come to you tonight, we are so thankful for your many blessings. Thank you for a beautiful day that you've given to our community. And Lord, tonight I just ask that you would just be with our council members tonight as they sit before us this evening. Lord, that you give them wisdom, courage, discernment. Father, that you be also with our city workers for the police, fire, EMS, and for those who help keep us safe and keep our city going. Watch over and protect them, we pray. And also, Lord, tonight we ask your blessings upon this meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, public comments here. We have the Laclede Literacy Council.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good, good, good. Do I hand these to you all, or does somebody do that for me? Thank you very much. I'm Dr. Carol Barsby from the Laclede Literacy Council. I know that many of you know who we are and what we do.
Thank you.
But what we do is many different things other than what you think that we do. We work with basic literacy folks, those folks that didn't learn to read at all or need to learn to read better. We work with those folks who need to get their GED. We now call that the HiSET, High School Equivalency Test. We also work with second chance citizens, so many of our citizens who need a second chance for one reason or another. Work with those folks. We're very close with probation and parole. We are one of the luckiest counties in the state of Missouri that our probation and parole people do require every second chance citizen that does not have a high school diploma when they leave incarceration to get it within 12 months. If they miss 3 lessons from me, they are in violation of their parole. We call their parole officer very steadily, and that gets them back to us because we know we can reduce recidivism by almost 60% by getting them that high school education. We also know that we have a food issue here in town. We have an issue with people that don't have enough food. We've worked for the last 8 years with a program called Meal Pack, where we have gone to St. Louis and packed 400,000 meals for the city of St. Louis, for their children, their seniors, and their homeless centers, okay? Because we've worked with them so many years, they've offered us a chance to do that right here in Laclede County this year. So I just wanted to share that information with you and let you know that as of December the 6th, on December the 6th, we will be packing 10,000 meals that will stay right here in Laclede County and be distributed through meal packs, through, Shepherd's Pack, through the senior citizen centers, through our food banks, 10,000 meals right here in Lebanon. Okay, we're going to call the program Let's Feed Lebanon. We're going to be out asking for sponsors, asking for people to help us. We need $1 for every meal we can make. So $10,000 can provide us 10,000 meals here in town. We can raise that money through lots of different ways. We will be out asking for some sponsorships. But as you hear, we're not one of those scam people, okay? We are truly an organization out there looking for money to help feed Laclede County. Because we know from Mr. Maslow that if I don't have food and I don't have shelter, I can't learn. I can't concentrate on learning anything unless I know where my next meal's coming from, unless I know where I'm gonna sleep tonight. So that's one of the things that Laclede Royal City Council is gonna do for us in the next 3 months. December the 6th, Mill Center. Any of you can give me a call. We'll talk to you about sponsorships. We'll talk to you about volunteering. We normally have businesses who come in and actually set up a table. It takes 8 people at a table. We use this mass production line to pack meals. I can pack 10,000 meals in about 4 hours with 20 volunteers. Okay, so when we go to St. Louis, every bank has a table, every insurance company has a table. The cheerleaders from the St. Louis Blues, from the St. Louis Blues have a table, but they all come, and then it becomes great fun as they compete. You know, First National Bank's already packed 72 boxes, how are you doing over there? You know, and so it just really becomes a lot of fun, and we hope to bring that whole excitement to Lebanon, but also bring the food and the activity that we can share with Shepherd's Pack. Do you know that Shepherd's Pack, those backpacks that go home with kids on Friday afternoon, so they have food until Monday, Lebanon packs 400 of those a week. If we were to provide 1 meal a week in that backpack, that's like 3,200 of those 10,000 meals. One good, hot meal, all the nutritional value you need for the entire day, with the vitamins we put in and the minerals we put in and all the different things that go in to make it that nutritional. So they could get by with a cup of hot water and that meal and have everything they have to have for a day's nutrition, along with everything else that goes into Shepherd's Pack. Meals on Wheels will love those self-stable meals that they can put into those meals. You know, we only send meals out 3 weeks out of every 4 in Lebanon. We could put some of those shelf-stable meals in for that 4th week, and they wouldn't be without their food for that 4th week. So there are lots of wonderful ways that we can share that. One thing I'd like to ask of you, and I don't know if I'm in the right place to do that or not, but I'm going to ask. We would like to use the Mill Center for that. Who do I ask to donate the Mill Center for 2 days for us to pack that food?
You came to the right place.
Yeah.
I came to
think
the
you're
right
the right
place.
place, yeah.
I would
think
like
so.
to ask for the Mill Center for December 5th to deliver all the food and December 6th to actually pack the food. And with that, we put you down as a sponsor of the program.
If it is available, I will certainly make that happen.
Okay, it is available. We already made the reservations, so.
Well, then, so be it.
Thank you very much. You guys are wonderful. It's nice to see you all. Thank you for letting me take a little bit of your time. I'm going to leave some of my business cards over here on the table if anybody wants it on their way out.
Awesome. Thank you very much. All right, that's all for public comments signed in tonight. No discussion presentations. I'll now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
So moved. Second.
Jordan moved, Garner seconded. Roll call, please.
Atkins,
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Okay, consent agenda is approved, and we'll move on to our council bills and Council Bill 6917. Mike?
Mayor and council, this is accepting the bid for the annual road salt. Prices actually went down a few dollars per ton since last year. Planning on doing, as we did last year, signing a contract with the 2 lowest bidders. That way, if the lowest bidder can't get the salt to us in a timely manner, we would fall to the 2nd lowest bidder so that we can ensure that we have adequate salt supply when we need it. We're going into this winter with our salt bins full, and I hope we don't have to spread 1 grain of rock salt all winter, but happy to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments, council? No. Great. First reading then, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, authorizing the purchase of de-icing road salt from 311 Commodities and Kansas Salt LLC for the street department.
Motion approved. Second.
Jordan and Mizell. Roll call, please.
Evans,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler. Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, authorizing the purchase of de-icing road salt from 311 Commodities and Kansas Salt LLC for the street department.
Move on the second.
Second.
Atkins and Wall on the second. Roll call, please.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes. Okay, Council Bill 6917 becomes ordinance 7159. Thanks, Mike. Council Bill 6918, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is a request to purchase a new breathing air compressor. The current one we have is getting to be 24 years old. Parts are hard to find for it, and it has some mechanical problems that they told us are not worth fixing. And so we did receive 3 bids. We had $40,000 in the budget this year, and the lowest bid came in at just under $40,000. I'd like to request permission to buy it from Banner Fire Equipment.
Any questions or comments, Council?
And where is this for exactly?
It'll go at Fire Station 1.
Okay,
We use it to fill all of our air packs
okay,
after we fight the fire.
thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, first reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving the purchase of a breathing air compressor from Banner Fire Equipment Incorporated for the fire department and approving the surplus of the current breathing air compressor.
Motion approved.
Second.
Mutchler and Garner, roll call, please.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving the purchase of a breathing air compressor from Banner Fire Equipment Incorporated for the fire department and approving the surplus of the current breathing air compressor.
Who on second?
Second.
Jordan and Mizell on the second. Roll call, please.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Okay, Council Bill 6918 becomes ordinance 7160. And Council Bill 6919.
Thank you, Mayor. Excuse me. This is a request to purchase 8 sets of bunker gear. This is the second year in our 3-year plan to replace all of our bunker gear. Next year, we'll have to order, I think it'll be around 10 or 11 sets to finish out. Again, we had $40,000 in the budget this year, and we came in at just under about $38,600 to purchase those 8 sets. And we're also surplusing 12 sets of bunker gear that's several years old. If we do that, it'll go through the Missouri Division of Fire Safety, their donation program, which relieves the city of Lebanon of any liability for the use of that gear by anybody. You have to answer the question.
What's the life of that? I've asked you this before,
10 years.
10 years.
We try to replace it around 7 or 8 years, just to stay ahead of the curve.
Any other comments, questions? First reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving the purchase of 8 bunker gear sets for the fire department from Banner Fire Equipment Incorporated and approving the surplus of 12 bunker gear sets.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Garner and Mizell, roll call, please.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving the purchase of 8 bunker gear sets for the fire department from Banner Fire Equipment Incorporated and approving the surplus of 12 bunker gear sets.
Move on the second.
Second.
Evans and Mizell on the second. Roll call, please.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans. Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Council Bill 6919 becomes ordinance 7161.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Chief. Council Bill 6920. Sean?
Evening, Mayor, Council. This would be for the overlay on the roofing for the Lebanon Police Station. The existing modified roof has come to end of life. The roof's structurally sound, but the granules have deteriorated, leaves us pretty vulnerable to UV damage. The city's elected to perform a fleece back overlay to repair this roof. The overlay will come with a 20-year manufacturer's warranty. The city received 9 bids for this project. The 3 most economical bids were GNR Construction for $86,150, Ivy Roofing for $113,675, and Weathercraft for $117,313. Staff recommends entering a contract with GNR for the amount of $86,150. I can answer any questions that you have.
Have we used them before?
They did City Hall
Okay.
last year, did a good job.
Any other questions? All right, first read, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving an agreement with GNR Construction Incorporated for the Police Department roof replacement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Wall and Mitchell.
Liz Mitchell.
I think so. Roll call, please.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Second read, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving an agreement with GNR Construction Incorporated for the Police Department roof replacement.
Move on the second. Second.
Evans and Mizell on the second. Roll call, please.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
And Council Bill 6920 becomes ordinance 7162.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean, appreciate it. Council Bill 6921. Troy?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this is the much-anticipated ordinance that will allow us to purchase 20 acres of real estate off of Mount Rose Street by Tower Road, Tower Avenue. This will be a 20-acre parcel with roughly 10 acres dedicated to a new, yet-to-be-built park, as well as 10 acres to deal with stormwater detention needs in that area. So negotiated price of $240,000 for the 20 acres. So this has been a conversation for a while. This completes the transaction. We were waiting on the survey. We've got that completed, so it's before you for consideration.
Any questions or comments, council? Okay, first reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving a real estate contract with David Reed and Rhonda Shank for the purchase of 20 acres located along Mount Rose Street.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mitchell and Muchler. Roll call, please.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving a real estate contract with David Reed and Rhonda Shank for the purchase of 20 acres located along Mount Rose Street.
Move on the second.
Second to second.
Mizell and Mitchell on the second. Roll call, please.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Council Bill 6921 becomes ordinance 7163. And Council Bill 6922.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, this is an ordinance for proposing for the purchase of the current Lebanon area community golf course of 153 acres, located about 6 miles east of town, at a purchase price of $735,000 from available economic development funds. Staff has a quick presentation of some information, and then we'll kind of background on brings us to this date, to this conversation, and then we'll turn it back to you guys. Go ahead, Jerry.
I appreciate your time again. I'm going to dive right into this. Some of this will look familiar. Again, when Mr. Gideon presented, they was talking about costs, or one of the council members asked about what it would cost. These are the statistics that we found for Missouri and the surrounding states. The Part 3 would be about 3 to 15 million. A larger Part 72, which is what we have in town, would be 10 to 30 million, and that does not include the land acquisition. Some of the benefits under a municipality is grant opportunities, and I've listed 6 that we found from DNR to Land and Water Conservation Fund, regional grants offered by USDA rural projects, National Park Service grants, and the Fairways Foundation. Again, these are annual, so we could apply annual, no guarantee that we receive them, but they are available, and it'd be something that we pursue vigorously. Within the master plan, of course, Troy, City Administrator, has pledged that we will be doing that. We've already started that process in case this is approved. Kind of like the airport 10-year master plan, we do the same thing out there. Some of the items that have been addressed or that needs to be addressed is the clubhouse, the irrigation, the fitness center, the maintenance building, and ADA compliance. The clubhouse, we have some leaks, some floor issues. The HVAC system, the pool probably needs to be filled in. 19th hole, food area and restrooms. Irrigation, pumps, lines, controllers, heads throughout, and that details, all those costs were provided. The fitness center, HVAC, wall replacement, restrooms are not ADA compliant, and the leaks throughout the roof. That trends that we're showing, as you can see on the chart, there is a slight increase of, I think it's 5% on the municipality side as other golf courses are dropping. Some of the strategies we discussed, referral programs, and these are not ones that we just made. This is us discussing them with golf courses around our community, meaning the Lake, Springfield, Marshfield. Open days and events, some community involvement, digital, becoming more digital and positive on the digital side, target marketing and partnerships. Again, the core of that is going to be retaining our members, the existing members, and their strategies there as well. From your event schedules to player development, consistent communication, and loyalty programs are huge. The member experience, we want, as we showed, there's definitely needs some facility upgrades, enhanced services, and show what's unique about this golf course, which everything will be laid out in that master plan to come. Any questions?
Any questions, council? Comments? All right, first reading then, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving a real estate contract with Lebanon Area Community Golf Course for the purchase of 153 acres located at 16744 Missouri Highway 64.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Wall and Garner. Roll call, please.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
No.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
No.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving a real estate contract with Lebanon Area Community Golf Course for the purchase of 153 acres located at 16744 Missouri Highway 64.
Move on to second.
Second.
Garner and Mizell on the second. Roll call, please.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
No.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
I would like you to make a note, Lacey, for the record, that I am not against a golf course in Lebanon, Missouri at all. I am not against, if this were just the purchase of the golf course, that would be one thing, but I'm truly worried about the millions of dollars we're getting ready to have to borrow to make this thing a go. And that is why I'm voting no. No.
No. Mizell.
A vote for Lebanon's future. Yes.
All right, Council Bill 6922 becomes ordinance 7164.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Jared. And Troy. Council Bill 6923.
On a different note, this is an ordinance that would authorize an agreement with Rio Hot, otherwise known as Diamond Rio, to be the headline band for the Lebanon's America 250 celebration to be held in April of 2026, the first of a series, so $43,500 using available budgeted funds that were put in the budget for this purpose.
Any questions on that, council?
An opportunistic comment. The Route 66 Society will be having a Sleep at the Wheel 3 months later down here with their 26th concert in the first part of June as well. So that'll be 2 big concerts right here within 90 days. That's all I have.
Great.
Advertisement.
First reading then, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, approving a contract with Rio Hot Incorporated for the America Semi-Quincentennial Celebration Concert.
Motion to approve. Second.
Mitchell and Jordan. Roll call, please.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Second read, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving a contract with Rio Hot Incorporated for the America Semi-Quincentennial Celebration Concert.
Move on the second.
Second.
Mizell and Mitchell on the second. Roll call, please.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Muchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Okay, Council Bill 6923 becomes ordinance 7165. And Council Bill 6924.
Mr. Mayor and members of the council, this is an ordinance that would authorize the city to enter into a redevelopment agreement with Lane Change Incorporated to waive nuisance abatement fees that have been generated due to nuisance abatement and demolition activities that occurred over the years at 145, 154, and 157 Pearl Street. In exchange for their redevelopment into transitional housing within 5 years of this passage of this ordinance. Lauren Mitchell is here from Lane Change. She can walk through the details, but this is, you may remember, two of these properties were just recently demolished by the city. They ended up on the courthouse steps. The properties were sold on the courthouse steps with our demolition and nuisance liens attached to them. Lane Change purchased the property and make sure they could control it, and then have asked us to basically refund them the accrued demolition fees and nuisance abatement fees in exchange for development. So Lauren can provide some further detail, but this is kind of a process to put these blighted buildings back into positive reuse for the city.
Yeah, so my name is Lauren. I get to serve as the director of Lane Change. We actually have had our eyes on those lots for probably a year and a half. The caretaker of the lot knew the family. They did not go through probate. And so we tried to get those donated to our organization, but due to that lacking next of kin and them being able to donate those, we basically were told we probably should just wait until they do go for sale on the courthouse steps. And so like I said, we've had our eyes on those lots. We are actually in the process, we broke ground and are pouring foundations for a women's discipleship program called Shayla's Lighthouse. And so these lots will be developed and used as another phase of this current program. So this program will house women. When they complete the 18 to 24 month program, then they will have the option to possibly move into those other houses that we're gonna have developed on those lots on Pearl Street. They are nice sized lots, and so we're hoping to work with the city as we are planning the construction of those homes, and look forward to being able to provide another option for people who are needing a safe place to live as they are starting a recovery journey. You have any questions?
What's your time frame?
Of course, with the project that we're currently working on, we're hoping to have that done by springtime. And with the lots, obviously, we're not going to have ownership until August of 2026. And then hopefully shortly thereafter, we'll be able to start construction on those houses.
You have any idea what your investment will be?
What our investment will be?
Yes.
Right now, our investment on the lots alone are just over $5,000. And then, depending on construction costs, we're hoping, just like what we're doing with this development, with the residential program, we will get products at cost as far as all of the things that we need to build the houses. And then we've had a lot of support in getting the labor donated and done fairly cheap. So.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And Lauren, don't you have a major donor? You can't announce anything like that yet.
I can't announce, it's anonymous,
Okay.
but we do have a local foundation who has been very generous in supporting the work that we're doing in providing this resource to our community.
Good.
Lauren, are these going to be single-family homes?
Yes.
Yep. Tiny homes, regular sized homes?
Well, the city code is that they can't be, 940 square feet,
Yep.
less than that. The houses that we're building right now are right around 1,100, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. But we will build these so that they will have enough bedrooms if we have, you know, moms and dads with kids that are needing a safe place. And the way that that is gonna work then is Lane Change will own them, so we'll be the renter. We'll be the renter of those homes. But not just for our program, you know, this will be open to people that are in the treatment court program, anyone that is in recovery that is looking for a place to start over. We want to be able to offer that to them.
Okay.
But also, we'll have our finger on their pulse, if that makes sense. We'll be able to make sure that they're doing the things that they need to do in order to sustain their rent and all of the things that they need in order to be successful.
Good.
Great. Any other questions, comments?
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Lauren, appreciate it.
Yep.
Thank you, Troy. First reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving a redevelopment agreement with Lane Change Incorporated to waive nuisance abatement fees for properties located at 145, 154, and 157 Pearl Street in exchange for their redevelopment into transitional housing.
Most approved.
Second.
Jordan and Mizell, roll call, please.
Garner.
Yes.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Second reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri approving a redevelopment agreement with Lane Change Incorporated to waive nuisance abatement fees for properties located at 145, 154, and 157 Pearl Street in exchange for their redevelopment into transitional housing.
Move on the second.
Second.
Evans and Mizell on the second. Roll call, please.
Atkins.
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Mizell.
Yes.
Mutchler.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Jordan.
Yes.
Garner.
Yes.
Hey, Council Bill 6924 becomes ordinance 7166. It's all for first and second readings. First reading of 6925. Christina?
Evening, Mayor and City Councilman. Tonight, we're going to discuss repealing the Chapter 8 buildings and Construction Article 5 dangerous buildings in the entirety and reenacting it with the newly created Chapter 8. And the basic three things that we're trying to amend, I don't know if you can hear me. We want to, number one, we want to shorten the notification and turnaround time for the interest parties after a structure is deemed dangerous. The shortening of this time will simplify and speed up the process of repairing or removing dangerous buildings. It's just basically we're doing a easier process for the procedure. Number two, we've looked through the ordinance, the current ordinance, and we're looking at removing the redundancies and eliminating misunderstandings of the text, trying to clean up the language a little bit, make it more layman terms, what's easier to understand. The third one, we're revising the administration fee from $100 by changing the fee to allocation of 30% of the total demolition cost to the city as the city's fee. The $100 fees, administration fee, is charged per administration action. So that means that every time we do a recording of a letter, a recording of an action, we charge $100. So that'll change to 30% of the total cost of the demolition for the city fee. So we can walk through this if you want. I think you've all reviewed the demolition ordinance, the new one. But basically, the shortening of the time, I'll try to paraphrase it for you. The last, the old ordinance, we were looking at doing a first, second, and third letter, which would, the first letter would take a 15-day turnaround, second letter would be another 15-day turnaround. The third letter would be a certified letter with a hearing notice, which would be another 14 days, basically, waiting for someone to call us back. And in the midst of that, we would do 2 weeks post to the newspaper, would be another 14 days. Then afterwards, if we didn't get anybody at the hearing, we would process that notice to the city attorney to send to a circuit court to get a judge hearing in order to decide what we're gonna do with that building. So as you can see, that's a long process. The new versus what we're gonna introduce tonight is a 30-day letter notifying the property owner for 30 days to come to a hearing. They can come to a hearing, we'll decide then if the building is gonna be deemed dangerous or it needs to be either repaired, or demoed, or, you know, whatever measure it is, extension of time if they need it. Or if no one shows up, then we can take the building down, versus if they do come to the hearing and they say they want to appeal that process, they can go before the judge themselves, that they will take the action before circuit court to do that appeal and not us. And so that'd be another 30 days, and into that 30 days, there will be a decision made by the judge what's going to happen with that structure. So that's how we could shorten that day and that time, because you know how many buildings we have around the town, and we do have a lot of dilapidated buildings, but again, we do have a lot of unsafe buildings that can be repaired. So depending on the owner and what they want to do, we look at that fairly with them. We don't want to tear a building down, but we do have very unsafe buildings, and as you can see, they are a cause of a lot of fires, and we don't want that. So we need to make a better procedure on to get through things easier for us, because we have a lot of other matters in the city we take care of, and this is just one of them. So if you have any questions, I can run through anything with you on that.
This is more, sorry to bother you with this, but this is based upon, like model language from another city or other statute?
It was an attempt to allow due process, but to streamline the process because of all the buildings and issues we had, and the push from council and the mayor to deal with some of these dilapidated buildings. So we're not denying anyone due process for any time due process, but trying to shorten the process up.
So the current status is that we petition to circuit court and then get a judgment from the court to raise the building. And this reverses the process.
It really does.
Okay.
And honestly, these things were solved themselves before we get to that point.
Okay.
Because we give opportunities to remediate the problem.
Very good.
Most folks choose not to, and they choose demo, and then it gets to be an issue who pays for the demolition, quite frankly.
Okay. Thanks for that. I appreciate it.
Any other questions, comments? Okay, first reading, please.
An ordinance by the City Council of Lebanon, Missouri, amending the City Code of Ordinances by repealing Chapter 8, Buildings and Construction, Article 4, Dangerous Buildings, in its entirety, and enacting in lieu thereof a newly created Chapter 8, Article 4, Dangerous and Unsafe Structures.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mitchell and Mizell. Roll call, please.
Evans?
Yes.
Mitchell?
Yes.
Mizell?
Yes.
Mutchler?
Yes.
Wall?
Yes.
Jordan?
Yes.
Garner?
Yes.
Atkins?
Yes.
Council Bill 6925 passes first reading, be placed on the October 27th agenda. That's all for ordinances tonight. Thanks, Christina, appreciate it. Any comments from staff in the audience? Kathy?
Mayor and Council, I just wanted to let you guys know of an upcoming date that is coming up on Thursday, October the 30th. At 3 p.m., we'll be holding our ribbon cutting for our medical simulation lab. If you guys remember, that is a project that we partner with Lebanon R3 and Ozark Tech. We have confirmed that Governor Mike Kehoe will be in attendance, so more information will be coming out to you guys, but I just wanted to get that on your calendar.
Awesome, thank you. Any other comments from staff? All right, Chief, have anything?
No, sir.
Chief? Is
No.
Counselor? Troy?
I will be quick. We had a busy agenda tonight. Thank you for your willingness to wade through it with me. And then, in your honor, I'm going to take a vacation. You remember what part of this was I'm celebrating being an empty nester, so I'm leaving tomorrow for a European river cruise. So I am being told that my phone should be accessible, but we'll try AT&T. We'll see how this works. So Kathy will be here. If you need something, we'll try, and hopefully it's quiet. That's our goal, but I probably have jinxed it. I just want to let you know, we'll get back. We got more work to do.
Which river?
Thanks,
Try
Troy.
not to drown.
The Danube, the Rhine, and the Seine.
Nice.
Good.
Very nice.
Awesome. Atkins?
I don't, nothing.
Evans?
No, sir.
Mitchell?
I just would like to say that I appreciate all of you, and I thought we had a good discussion tonight, and in light of the political climate, I'm glad we don't scream and yell at each other, and just, thank you.
We could change that if you want. No. I don't want to either, please. Mizell?
We made a big decision tonight for Lebanon's future, and I hope it, and I'm confident that we'll work out in the end. And I know it's a big, big investment, but in 20 years, you'll look back and say, that was the smart decision. I'm glad for everybody's participation in the process.
Thank you. Muchler? Wall?
Nothing, Mayor.
Jordan?
I got one other thing, get out here. If y'all see these little red signs going up around town, these are in connection with the Route 66 Centennial. These are point of interest signs for historic buildings and stuff along the route. And I'm going to propose here one of these days when time comes, or tonight even, to expand this process into Lebanon, the city proper, to along this line. So we're losing a lot of our history now. It kind of bugs me. But this is on Route 66. They're going up right now. And if we can find a way to do it, I'd like to see the city kind of get into that too. That's all I had.
Yep. Garner? These got laid on the dais, so I'm going to mention the Cackle Hatchery Chicken Festival. That's a mouthful. Cackle Hatchery Annual Chicken Festival is October 3rd and 4th. And they have a big map laid out here. I'm sure that is on their website at cacklehatchery.com, but that's always a busy event downtown, and I believe that's a first Friday as well. So that'll be a big event down there for downtown Lebanon. Let's see, October 14th will be our retreat, council, and I'll get the, which will be on the Tuesday. That's a Tuesday night. So we will not have council meeting. That Monday is Columbus Day. So October 14th, we'll get a place to be determined, but we'll get a place by then as well. So October 14th will be that. Our next two council meetings will be October 27th, and which is a Monday, and November 10th. So we're already saying November, which is absolutely wild to me. And I certainly am not ready for the year to be over with by any means. But I do want to echo what Councilman Mitchell and Councilman Mizell said as well. We did have very lively discussion, and it is always great to be able to speak your mind and talk, and that's kind of the way, the nature of how a republic like what we live in works. And certainly appreciate the comments and the help, and I really do think that this is it's a big step for Lebanon, but I really truly think, to agree with you, Mr. Mizell, that 10, 15 years from now, I think we'll look back and be happy that we made the decision we did. It kind of got overlooked because of what was right before, but Diamond Rio is coming to Lebanon. If you didn't pick up that, Diamond Rio is coming to Lebanon April 25th of next year. So that's going to be awesome. It's at the Civic Center tentatively right now, and will be a free event for the community. So that is a great way to kick off the America's 250th birthday. So totally looking forward to that. I'm so glad that can be public now. So since that's been working with that for months now, but that'll be an awesome event for Lebanon, and certainly a great way to start the celebration of America 250. So with that, if anybody doesn't have anything else, going once, we will stand adjourned. Thank you all very much.
It's our retreat.